Mary Ellen Beliveau, and I'm the CEO and founder of Knowledge to Practice. Oh, there are the slides. So a little bit about what we're doing as we're changing the minds and behaviors of physicians across the country is really by understanding that the physicians out there are literally time stripped away from them and literally unable to keep up with the rate of change in medicine. And so what we're doing is we're enabling them to keep pace with the rate of emerging medicine and to make sure that they have clarity where they have and lack mastery so that they're not winging it at the bedside, but they have clarity about how to engage in team-based care and be able to fill the knowledge gaps that they may personally have. What we know is in the marketplace out there for physicians, these destination-type courses that happen once a year are just not enough to let the physician practice at the top of their game. I happen to have a daughter with congenital heart disease who went through multiple interventions that were unnecessary. And for me, the process of having my child's life in their hands and realizing how committed and dedicated they were to this made me, and how smart they were, made me recognize that good people in a bad system, the system's always going to win. And that's when I realized that that is why medical error is a leading cause of death in America, is there's just not the right tools out there for our physicians to be able to practice at the top of their game. Imagine in your space if the knowledge that you had to keep up with was literally doubling every 73 days and there was no products holding that knowledge that you could access easily. When you shift upstream to the hospitals and the healthcare systems, they too are in a major state of change, from reimbursements being based on physician outcomes. So in other words, they're getting reimbursed about not making mistakes. Satisfactions based on how the patients feel they were treated, how they understand how to use their medications when they're going home is now publicly reported. Hospitals are actually getting graded A through Fs every 6 months, and it's out in the public for both patients and their boards to see. They're moving from a plant 1,000 flowers of physicians to all of a sudden being asked to work together like a team when there's not a system or an infrastructure to help them work in that way, to all of a sudden really being focused on population health, right? When you have your medical specialty boards holding you accountable for one standard set of behaviors, when we all know disease states vary over the different parts of the country, it's just not realistic. Certain hospitals within their systems need deeper and broader skills than another hospital in their system in a different part of the country. But yet there's no real-time needs assessment being pulled from anyone out there in feeding the physicians the information they need. So traditional learning, these destination courses, the digitizing of these destination courses into online products and e-textbooks are really not helping physicians stay at the top of their game. So what we've done is we've developed a 21st century adult learning system that actually helps the physician stay at the top of their game. And we inform both department heads as well as the C-suite on how to have insights and manage the risks and the areas where they need to help their physicians to have the knowledge and the procedures at their fingertips. So first, starting with the physician, what we do is we deliver our core clinical curriculum. And that is curriculum that is really designed from the best thought leaders in the country. We develop the learning objectives, teaching, and testing points, and then bring that to the physician in a personalized and adaptive manner so they can access the content they want in the format they want, when they want it, and how they need it. We have a very deep level of engagement and the highest retention and recall of any of our products of other products in the marketplace. When you look at the department chairs, the people who are then sharing this product with all of the physicians in their department, they're enabled to be able to see where their team has and lack mastery. They're able to create emancipatory learning by engaging intellectual conversations about recent patient case studies and tying it into national content and having Twitter-like conversations that is safe within their own system and helping to create emancipatory knowledge across their team in an engaged and meaningful way. When you look at our healthcare systems, I started to talk about how you have different disease states that map differently across our country. Our system enables us to understand where they have gaps at the local level so that we can then add into our content locally the content that those physicians need in order to address their local patient base. So here you can see a disease state map of heart disease, and you can see specifically down in the south, we might actually add in content to our curriculum that specifically addresses the needs of those physicians as they face their patients. I wanted to look at this really quickly. We did a study. Each one of these courses were 3 separate courses, and they had the same faculty, the same curriculum that we designed, and what we did is we disseminated each one of them both live and a digitized online, and then we did in our format, the micro-learning format that we use, and you can quickly see the evidence of the retention and recall that happens in the micro-based learning that we're applying in the marketplace. So our physicians are accessing us about 4.9 times a week. There's no one else in the marketplace that's saying this right now. They're spending on average 54 minutes a week, and most of our activities range anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes, and 89% would recommend it to a friend. We're running out of time, so I'll move quickly. This is our market expansion strategy. As you can see, entering specialty areas and moving international is critical for us. This is our bookings and revenue base goals. This is our growing client base, and this is our amazing team that's building the business.